Okay, I'm gonna make a quick little video here of the gear this year. This is the new camera that we're using. You can see it's inside of this little sleeve, and it comes out like that. So that's the new camera that we're using. And so here's the cradle that we've used every year. The camera just screws onto the bottom of the cradle, maybe, like that. And then we're gonna have a lanyard, either a lanyard that I've made up, or a lanyard that comes with the camera. But basically this little lanyard will just sit on top of this. That way if the camera gets knocked off for some reason, because this camera has this little button right here. Let me get the lanyard out of the way. There's a button right here that now the handle pops off. So all this does is it provides a tripod socket and a place to plug in the battery in the back. So that snaps into place, and I'm worried that that's going to pop off, so we're going to put a lanyard to attach it to this thing. So the camera has a wide angle lens that's attached right here, and you see I'm using Scotch tape because this thing is magnetic, and I discovered if you bang on it, it'll just pop right off. So I'm putting Scotch tape on both sides so this lens, this little wide angle adapter, doesn't go flying on us. To power the camera up, all you got to do is either hit the power button or flip the switch right here. Now the camera is on, and it's showing us a picture. And you can see in the screen right here, what you're looking for is 4K at 60 frames. And this down here, you always want to see it says times, it's a 1 times X right there. Because this, if you touch that, it'll change. And now this button down here becomes a zoom control for the lens. Times, you can see it zooming. And we don't want to use it as zoom, we're always going to stay wide angle. So you gotta make sure this button over here stays in ×1. So now when you use this button, you push up, you can see the camera's going up. Push down, the camera's gonna go down. And you're always gonna want to have the camera at a slight down turn. I'll explain that live when I'm with you in person. But basically that's the operational controls. And listen to the sound. When you hear that sound and you see the red button, the red numbers in the corner, that means you're recording. If you hit it, and this is the sound when you're done, you're boom, boom, makes a little. So again, start recording, stop recording. If you hear a different noise, like this, means you'll be in the photography mode. If you're in photography mode, when you take a picture, it does this. You hear that little noise? Well, that means you're not shooting video. So if you hear that noise, you know you got a problem, and you click on the lower left, and you switch to video. And it's, again, 4K at 60 frames. That's what's critical. The other thing is, you notice here in the corner, it says negative 0.03 EV. That means I've reduced the exposure by 1/3 of a stop. We don't want to shoot at 0, we want to shoot at -3. That'll give us more detail in the overexposed areas. So that's basically the setup, and we'll go over this in detail. But for you experienced guys, I want you to see the camera that we're using. Again, we have the light pole attached up here, so you have a light up a foot above the camera. And then the other thing I discovered is you could, here's your place for your USB battery that just goes on right there, boom. And then when you need to charge the thing up, of course you want to get that wire out of the way. You have to figure out how to get the wire out of the way. Maybe rotate the battery, I don't know. Something like that. But anyway, the battery gets plugged into the back here, right there. And then you can see here, since the camera's not rolling, you saw the green charge thing. If I power down, if I hold the button in, and the camera goes off, this thing, it says 93% right now. So it's charging up. This thing charges 80% in 16 minutes. So I don't think you're going to have this battery on for very long when you're charging this thing back up again. So that's kind of in a nutshell, the gear that we're using. I'll show you some more of the controls, but when you're, for example, you may have this thing accidentally when you're in the, you may find that this thing will go to, let me rotate this thing so you can see what I'm talking about. You can change the orientation of the camera from portrait to landscape. So now it's in the portrait mode. When you go back to shooting, now you see you're shooting vertically. See what I'm saying? We don't want to shoot vertically. We want to shoot horizontally. So when you rotate the thing, you got to make sure that let's see, to get to that mode again, it was auto rotation. How do I get? Oh, this button right here. Switch to landscape. Hopefully, you'll never. The only reason you'll be touching these controls is something gets out of whack. But normally, this is the mode you're going to be in. 4K at 60, video, and then and you can see right here it's charging right now. That's it. That's the camera.